Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Say no more!
I'll heal you all!
Double demon back!
Healing circle!
Double demon back!
The enemy wields arcs too.
You'll soon see about that!
C6 has got your name on him!
Swallow blade!
Here and now!
On your knees! Here I come! Demon fang! Double demon fang! Destruction! Turtle demon fang! Double demon fang!
I'll stop its charge! Thanks, Kisara!
Rising up! Megasonic thrust! Pierce through! On your knees!
Law, you alright?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Hurricane thrust! Rising phoenix!
Recover!
You're mine! Demon fang!
Armor won't save you!
Where are you going? Go through! Lightning condemned!
Ignite!
What's this?
Steering flame! Reload!
Do it!
Go! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
She sure spared no expense on her castle.
This must be...
The captain's quarters. The presence of the spirit vessel and the sheer extravagance on display can leave no doubt.
There's no one here.
Yeah, but I doubt she's out for a moonlight stroll. You think she jumped ship and ran away again?
I doubt it. The conniving witch is probably up to something.
Agreed. In any case, as long as she hasn't suddenly sprouted wings, she has to be somewhere on the ship. Let's keep looking. The way this key's been placed, it's like she's daring us to come find her.
Yeah, like it's all some damn game to her.
What's wrong, sweetie? Is something scaring you?
Maybe he just doesn't like being in her room.
I think there's more to it than that. What could it be?
descent! Flashing bang!
Lunar corruption!
Rising Wyvern! Suicide Spear! I'm on it! I'll tear you apart! Its armor's too strong! Then I'll split it open! Be my guest! Now you see what I can do!
Now! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
Little help!
It's on!
Engaging!
You picked the wrong fight!
Chinese
Swallow dance!
I'll heal you all!
Pierce through!
I'm the true gunslinger around here.
Bring him down!
Lunar corruption!
Rising Wyvern!
Gemini armor!
Fire support! Rising Phoenix!
Waterfall! I'm ready! Field!
Rising Wyvern!
A comfortable win.
Finally, some open space again.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Gotta break through!
Engaging! Burning strike!
Rising Wyvern! I'm going in! Bring him fire support! Support! Mission!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Go no further!
You think that shield will save you?
Its armor's too strong! Then I'll split it open! Be my guest!
Do it!
Rising Falcon! You're mine! Eagle Assault!
Onward and upward.
Is this the ship's cargo? What a pain. I can't see anything past all this stuff.
Be on your guard. For all we know, there could be something hiding around here. What's this thing?
Out of our way!
Swordling Alpha! Glimmer Dragon!
Purge Malevolence! Go! Mega Ray!
They really don't give up, do they?
Corruption!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Here, let me
Purge
help.
Malevolence!
Smash you! My shield!
I can do it all day!
We're not finished!
Now!
Take! Blow them away!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
down! Burn in hell!
Dance in the wind! You'll pay for what you did!
Listen!
With astral energy!
Now I'm in the groove! Take this! Double demon fang!
It's almost too strong.
Split it open! Be my guest! I can carve through armor!
This world!
Demon
Celestial hammer!
Let's refrain from losing.
This'll make us even more. Formidable.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Water, hear my call!
Demon fang!
Bread!
In a bind?
Glacial spear! This land creatures are real pain in the butt!
Get a word! Not today!
Water,
I'll
hear
finish
my
you
call!
here! I can carve through armor!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Dreams!
Mirage!
It's weakened!
Dragon Swarm! This ends now! Explosive ring!
Eagle!
I'm on a roll now! I owe you one!
That's the spot!
Shockwave Flash!
Lightning! Raging cascade!
Eternal Devastation!
Lunar Blah 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 magic! Freeze Lancer!
Rising Wyvern! Fluid Skip!
Freedom Fury! Purge Malevolent! Water! Hear my call!
Not today!
Freeze Lancer! Dance in the wind! Air drop!
Nothing gets by me.
One more! Dance in the wind! Air drop!
Dragon Shout!
Photon!
Do it!
Raging cascade!
Goodwill!
Demons descend!
Flashing Fang!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. Did that get rid of the barrier?
We'll just have to go back and check.
If Almadria's not in her own room, just where the hell is she?
It's possible she may be on the bridge, but I would guess that she's waiting for us elsewhere on the ship.
Which means she's most likely chosen a place where she'll have the advantage in a fight.
Be careful, guys. I came from an entire family of Danon mages, and that woman murdered all of them. All on her own. I hate to say it, but she's an incredibly powerful astral artist.
We already know she specializes in controlling wind astral energy. But on top of that, she might try to sick that monster on us again, too.
Right. To that woman, life itself is just a toy for her to play with. Let's make sure we put an end to it. Well, there's only one last place to look. Straight ahead.
She is! Almadria!
But all alone? Watch yourselves. She's probably planning something. I was getting rather tired of waiting around. Oh my, and I see you came along as well, Dan and Witch.
Almadria.
What's this? I thought you couldn't stand the sight of me. Go on, little one. Show me the full force of that hatred of yours. Otherwise, run and hide like a rat you are.
That's enough! How can you smile while causing pain to so many others?
That is the way of those who possess great power. The very way we Renans live by. Those with power set the example, and those without are forced to obey. Though you two seem to have forgotten that's the way these things work.
And you really think that justifies your actions? You turned all those people into a hollowed sea!
What foolishness. It's only natural that the fate of a slave differ from that of its owner. Very well, I admit I did fan the flames just a tad back in Mies. But it wouldn't have mattered in the slightest if there hadn't been a spark to ignite. Without it, my actions would have been fruitless. Ultimately, it was their very own burning hatred that laid them to waste. To say it was all my fault is simply laying blame at the wrong feet.
It's nothing but darkness!
What a fool! To think time and time again you would challenge Renan authority without so much as an inkling of how things actually work. Such ignorance is why your kind has been enslaved for 300 years.
Almadria.
Well, if it isn't Lord Dohalim.
These people are my allies and friends. I won't let you insult them so.
My, what a shock. I never would have expected you to claim mere slaves as your companions. If I didn't know any better, I would question your noble lineage. Oh, how far the mighty have fallen. A traitor such as yourself hardly deserves to be called a lord.
You are nothing compared to Dohalim.
Rinwell.
He would never stand by and laugh. His people hollowed!
Ha! What does it matter? You're descended from those who allowed the power and knowledge entrusted to them to wither away. Your pitiful family may have feared it, but I do not. That knowledge and power is all mine to command. And now, you will witness what that power's truly capable of! Nesmold! Enjoy your meal! Such sad eyes, child. Let me reunite you with your parents.
Shut up! I'm gonna take you down if it's the very last thing I do!
That's right. Loathe me. Every step brings you closer to being me!
You're wrong! You're wrong! I'm nothing like you!
Hurricane! Lunarongo!
Quiver lightning attack! Lunarongo!
Can't get out of this!
By the power of water! Lightning!
Take this!
Raging storm!
All citizens here and now!
Searing flame! Reload! Searing flame!
Hold on!
How
dare you! Come on! First strike! Try this! Explosive ray! Rising Wyvern! Go down! I owe you one! Here and now! Rising Falcon!
Here's evil!
Take this!
Swallow
dead! Can't get out of this!
Raging
Eternal devastation!
Denied! Annihilation! Arc field! Flame of spirit!
What foolishness!
Lightning pin!
Where are you going?
Now I'm in the groove! Burn it down!
Turn
Flash!
More for the stop!
What's she doing now?
She's infusing her beast with more power.
Get ready!
Off like Attack time! You're mine!
Brimming with hatred.
Prepare to be seen! Dragon Sword! Sword Rain Alpha!
I'm not feeling so great. Thank you.
Denied!
Here goes Lunar Corruption! Gemini Aqua! Where are you going?
Not today! Do it! River!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Attack time!
Lunar Corruption!
They're attacking separately!
Can't land a hit on her!
Keep an eye on her, and take out the monster first.
She's no stranger to astral arts.
I can take care of that.
Yeah, take it away! This should do it!
I'm all jumped up!
Take this! Sonic Thrust!
You will suffer! Leave the charges to me! Far enough! Behold, my true power! Wits about you, people!
I'm on a roll now! Flame of Fury! Burning on! Not on my watch! Hear my call!
The winds of judgment blow your way! Fall before impending death!
It's mine! In here! Not on my watch!
So that's the trick up her sleeve.
Your astral arms aren't so special. And now, they're mine!
Take this!
Healing circle! Eat this!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
The water, blah, blah, blah.
Dragon Shout! Wind!
More hear me! Flame of Fury!
Double Demon Fang! Too much!
I'll be saving the
Demon Fang!
Thanks!
Come now! More where that came from! So let's hear there! Water, hear my call!
Be still!
Let's go! Burning strike!
Water, her master core!
Not while I'm around, she isn't!
Now we're not...
Can't get out of this!
I'll finish you here and now!
Rolling snap!
Not today! I can carve through... I'm on a roll! Goodwill!
I'll never forgive you!
What?
I'll take you down! I'll end you! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
You murdered my mother and father. But I'm not like you.
Written well.
Even now, I hate you. But here I am, unable to let go. Honestly, even if I took my hatred out on you here and now, it wouldn't make me feel any better in the long run. I realize that now. So, I won't kill you. I'll take you in, and make damn sure justice is served the right way.
You would dare mock me with your foolish, useless pity? A Danon, nothing more than a mere slave. I won't allow you to...
It's not about what you think. Or being Danon or Renan. Because you'll atone for the crimes you committed. And that's all.
It's that swordsman again. Oh, Lord Volron, what brings you here? No, forgive me. I've forgotten myself. Please allow me to make it up to you, my lord.
Silence now, wretched snake. Does it hurt? It should. That pain is proof you're still alive. Enjoy it.
Volron. Years ago, the Lord of Ganneth Haros met a sudden death. His successor was a man by that very name, Volron.
And like a restless lover, I've come back for more.
Stop right there!
Think you can cut me down? What?
Wait, what just happened to him? Alvin! Say something! Let go of me! Let me go!
Shion!
Alvin!
Sion!
Alvin!
Come and find me, if you truly are the Sovereign. After all this time, I'll be free from this hell. I can finally go home. I doubt I'll ever see this place again. Might as well walk the block once more for old time's sake. As usual, nobody wants to explain anything to me. They just threaten and harass me instead. What does everyone think I am? Some sort of talking pet? They're the ones that dragged me all the way up here in the first place. Bastards. I shouldn't have bothered coming out. Might as well head back to my... I just wanted to go back. To Dana. To my home.
Alphen.
Leori.
Alphen. Live for me.
No. Leori. No! Wait, please. Wait, What was that? That... How long ago was that? That's right. Shion. Oh, right. That's what pain felt like. So much for it all being a bad dream. Where am I? Where is everyone? I need to find them. Better start looking. Niori. Shion. Damn it.
Take this! Take this! It's over! Devastation! Dazzle! Rising Falcon! Slash! Double Demon Fang! Swallow Blade! Swallow Blade! Rising Wyvern! Soaring Light Spear! Shockwave! Take this! Devastation! Rising Falcon! Swordland up! Swallow Blade! Sword Lane Alpha! This one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight! Swallow Blade! Destruction! Crush! Demon Fang! There! Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang! Destruction! Crush! Sword Lane out! Dragon Swarm! Pierce through! Sonic Thrust! There! Swallow Blade! This one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight! Rising Wyvern! Soaring Light Spear! Mirage! Shockwave Slash! Ah!
Alvin?
Finwell.
What happened just now? Normally you'd be able to take that thing with your eyes closed.
Thank goodness you're alive. Are you all right?
Yeah.
I'm just glad we found you in one piece. You were the only one still missing. There's a village back the way we came from, Thistleim. Kisara and La are already there.
Finwell. Where are we?
Ganeth Haros, Volron's realm. Remember?
Ushered by the waves straight to the enemy stronghold. A rare stroke of luck, it would seem.
Luck?
If Volron's here, that means Shion's close too, right?
Shion? Oh. Right. Of course.
Are you sure you're feeling okay? You seem a little off.
He's probably just exhausted. Let's save the catching up for when we're back at the village.
I think Huro senses an owl around here. Little help!
Swallow Blade! Catapult! Blast!
Lightning orb! Dance in the wind! Airdrop! Cut! Just back it out again!
Hurricane thrust! Tear! Hurricane thrust!
Raging storm!
Double Demon Fang!
Puddle!
I'm ready!
Illuminate the top level!
Catapult!
Raging cascade!
Double Demon Fang!
Dance in the wind! Sleep
Destruction!
They're
More
often
for
in
the
pain.
stockpile!
Shockwave Flash!
Raging storm! More with that
Crush!
So now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Rock!
Could have been worse.
Speaking of Thistleum, it's populated by Danans, but they're not under the rule of any lord. Pretty refreshing, huh? The whole town was built by Danan defectors, escapees from elsewhere. This area's teeming with stray Zoogles, though, so heaven only knows how they managed to set up a community here. The ordeal seems to have left them understandably on edge. Kisara and La are back there right now trying to convince them of our good intentions. Say, Alphen, it looks like you got your face back then.
Yeah.
And your sense of pain, too, it would seem. Any connection?
Really? Oh, but that means...
Probably.
I wonder if Alphen's going to be okay.
For now, I believe we should hold off on speculation and simply keep an eye on him.
Right. You're saying... we should check the Owl Forest? Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Alphen! Boy, am I glad to see you safe.
Well, did you manage to convince them we're not in league with any lord?
Yeah, eventually.
When the ship sank, I thought we were done for. Guess the world just couldn't keep us apart.
Yeah, and now we can finally go rescue Shion.
There's something I need to tell you guys first. I got my memory back.
So, what did you remember? Are you able to tell us now?
Give the man some space, Law.
I remember being up on Lenegus.
Go on.
I was abducted from Dana. I was told if I ever wanted to return home, I'd have to cooperate. So that's what I did. Next thing I knew, they had made me into the Sovereign.
You mean to say you won the crown contest? As a Danan?
No. They kept me locked in a strange facility. They experimented on me, like I was nothing more than an animal. There were others, but only I survived. Of course, I wasn't really a king. The reality was that they treated me worse even than the lowest slave. The only reason I survived was because my body was able to withstand the Sovereign's power that they placed inside me.
The crest that appeared behind you on Almadria's ship must have undoubtedly been that of the Sovereign. It all makes sense now. Your affinity with the Blazing Sword, and the strange powers you possess, they were all because you were the Sovereign.
Okay, but why would the Renans go out of their way to give you all that power? Just what exactly does being the Sovereign entail?
They said it was for something called the Spirit Channeling Ceremony. They taught me how to harness my power for when the big day came. As for what the ceremony was actually for, unfortunately, I never found out.
So if what you're saying about being on Lenegis is true, then maybe you really did meet Shion. After all, you said you recognized her from somewhere, right?
But Shion said she'd never seen him before. How do you explain that?
I was wrong. It wasn't Shion I knew from Lenegis. It was Naori. She was a Renan maid and they paired me with during the spirit channeling ceremony. She's the woman I kept seeing in my dreams.
A maiden? What?
Wait, so this Naori figure just happens to be the double of Shion? Bit coincidental, isn't it?
Naori's family name was Imeris.
Imeris? As in Shion Imeris?
So they're distant relatives or something? Wait, or are they sisters?
Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is it was Naori. She's the one who put the mask on me.
The mask? But why?
To keep my soul from devouring itself over the guilt. After what I did on Lenegis. Over the lives I took.
Lives? You mean you staged a rebellion?
Perhaps it was a part of this spirit channeling ceremony?
I don't know. Whatever it was that the spirit channeling ceremony was supposed to achieve, it didn't turn out as planned. I lost consciousness halfway through. By the time I came to, Lenegis was a sea of flames. I opened my eyes to see Naori there, weeping. I shudder to think of how many deaths I caused that day. Certainly more than any of these lords can claim, I'm sure.
You really expect us to believe this? First the Sovereign, then Lenegis? You couldn't possibly have done all that.
I wonder. In ancient scripture, there is tell of a terrible calamity that befell Lenegis, nearly destroying it. The restoration took years, and required the work of countless laborers.
By ancient, you mean...
It predates the crown contest, to a time before even the first Renan invasion of Dana. More than 300 years ago.
300? But that'd make Alphen...
That's right. I'm pretty much an antique of a human being. Deep down, maybe I already knew.
Alphen...
Some hero, huh? Cooperating with the same villains who snatched me from my home? committing mass slaughter, only for it to slip my mind. Then, when I finally remember, turns out I'm so old I've got scripture written about me. So much for standing up to injustice. I've probably got more blood on my hands than all the lords combined!
Alphen, stop! Honestly, I'm not going to pretend to understand what all this means. But what I do know is that right now, you're just reacting to the shock.
Kisara.
Listen, what you really need is time. Time to process things and get your head straight. Truth be told, I think that probably goes for all of us.
What about Shion? We can't just...
I'm worried about Shion too, Law. But it's clear that Alphen's in no fit state to fight. This is Volron, remember? Even at full capacity, it's practically a suicide mission. We stay put in the village till we're ready. Okay, everyone? Take some time to think things through, okay? But remember, we're all here for you if you need us. No matter how dark things might seem, you're not alone, Alphen.
Thank you.
It's fine. All right, everyone. Let's break for now.
Do I even have the right to fight? Do I have the right to go to Shion's rescue? What do the others think?
Alphen, are we gonna go rescue Shion or what? What's gotten into you, man? Aren't you worried about her?
Do I even have any right to be?
If you were in my place, you'd say, to hell with all that. What do you want to do?
Sounds like me. Pretending I have all the answers is kind of my forte.
Come on, man. Snap out of it. This isn't like you. Look, I get it. You finally remember your past, only to feel like you've lost yourself again. You're in shock, and who wouldn't be? Worse still, you blame yourself for what happened. And yeah, I don't agree, but that doesn't mean I don't understand either. But here's the thing. None of that's got anything to do with Shion.
I guess.
It's about Naori, isn't it? Look, you're still here, aren't you? Who's to say this chick isn't alive and kicking out there somewhere, too? Fine, I've said my piece. The thing is, though, where does this leave Shion?
My power consumed me once already. I left behind a path of fire and destruction. And the same thing could happen again. I can't guarantee anyone's safety, including Shion's.
So you think we might get burned up because of your sovereign powers? I can think of worse ways to go. Come on, fight this thing! What happened to the guy who talked to me after my dad died? The one who cared enough to reach out and save me? That's the guy I was proud to follow. Not this faltering imposter who's taken his place.
Law.
No, I'm serious. What's gotten into you, man? Just give me the word and I'll beat some sense into you if that's what it takes. Now, I'm gonna ask you this once and only once. Are you serious about rescuing Shion or not? What's it gonna be, Alphen?
What do you think? Of course I want to rescue her. Hell, I'd do it right now if I could.
So then quit griping and do it already!
Listen, you're probably right about all this.
Alphen.
It's exactly like you said. Whatever happened in my past has nothing to do with Shion. But there's still so much that There I go again. So much for the inspiring Alphen of old.
He could be a pain sometimes. Besides, even a hero has to let the cracks show once in a while, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Just give me a little more time to fill in the cracks. And thanks, Law.
Hey, don't even mention it. You've totally got this, Alphen. I believe in you.
All this time, I thought it was the worrying about Shion and the pain bringing you down. I didn't realize you were lonely too.
I guess all of us are. In one way or another.
Yeah, but you've only just found out. I mean, no, not found out. Remembered.
To tell you the truth, I was actually beginning to forget I'd even lost my memory in the first place. Now that it's returned, well, you can see what I'm like. It's strange. When I think about Lenegis, it still feels like it was only a year or two ago that I was there. But then I realized what feels like years was actually centuries ago.
What about your hometown? Do you know if it's still there?
I doubt it. When the Renans invaded, the world as I knew it changed overnight. Even if the place is still there physically, I expect the people will be long gone. Certainly everyone I knew, at least. My family, my friends.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I have no home to return to either. No family waiting for me. I used to curse my bad luck that I'd ever been born a mage in the first place. Otherwise, if I hadn't, maybe my mother and father would still be alive today. Although if that had been the case, I guess I'd probably still be just another slave with no means to resist. I'd never have met up with you guys, that's for sure.
Have you learned to embrace your powers yet?
Nuh-uh. I resent them a little less than before, though. They've kept me alive this long, right? I try not to think about it too much. After all, who can predict what the future will hold? I guess what I'm trying to say is, that with everything that's happened in your past, finding out you're the Sovereign and all, it's no wonder you're conflicted. Heck, honestly, I think anyone would be.
Rinwell.
First it was Shion, then it was me, and now it's you. All of us suffering, just because of some power we never even asked for.
Yeah. All this time you were suffering right in front of me, and I never even knew. I feel like I finally understand what you and Shion were going through.
You couldn't have known. Still, if you want to make it up to her, shouldn't we hurry it up and rescue her already? Poor Shion must be lonely, all by herself wherever she is.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get going.
You're certainly full of surprises, aren't you?
Trust me, it's not intentional.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Though, there's still an awful lot I wish I could understand. Every new piece of information seems only to yield further mysteries. The truth feels just as elusive as when we first started. I am well aware of where you got your powers. But why, as a Dahnan, do you bear the same crest as the current Renan Sovereign? More to the point, why choose a Dahnan for their Sovereign in the first place? And then there is the Maiden, a figure so powerful, she's playing yin to the Sovereign's yang in esoteric ceremonies. And yet, I've never even heard of her. Then again, this all occurred 300 years ago. What if the term Sovereign doesn't even hold the same meaning as it did back then? Listen, I may be a traitor among my people, but I am still Renan, born and raised. I learned the same history, listened rapt to the same tales. And yet now I feel like there was little truth to any of it.
Speaking of which, there's something else that I remember from the spirit channeling ceremony. It used the Renis Alma.
You're certain?
Yes. Or at least that's what they called it. Only you would know if it was one and the same.
Oh, I have never laid eyes on the real artifact myself. And you never participated in a crown contest. You're not even Renan. Many mysteries lay buried in these 3 centuries past.
3 centuries is more than several lifetimes. Was I really out that long?
Well, I'm only estimating based on historical record. But all the facts would seem to point that way.
Who the hell am I?
If I may be frank, we have even bigger fish to fry than that. By comparison, the far more important question at hand is, just what does it all mean?
Frank, huh?
Sometimes, we need a little help in addressing the truth behind our pain. Not to compete over lives lost, but I suspect your count is still somewhat beneath mine.
Thanks for lending me an ear. And sorry for being a bother.
Please, no thanks are necessary. The quicker you get back on your feet, the sooner we can all get back out there.
What do you see out there?
Zeugles. Strays by the looks of it. We unwittingly disturbed their territory on our way here, and now they're looking pretty riled up. So, feel like you're making headway? You know, sorting through things?
All I know is Shion needs our help. As for what happens after that...
Say, how did you get back down here from Lenegis anyway?
I came down in a Renan starship. I have Naori to thank for that.
What happened to her? Did she come with you?
She stayed behind. Just as I wanted to get back to Dana and my people, Naori's place was with her fellow Renans, performing her duties as the Maiden. Neither of us asked for the power or roles we were given. I suppose we felt a kinship with each other in that sense. But even then...
Wait, so you mean it wasn't just Danans like you that Lenegis abducted? You're saying they forced Naori, one of their own, to serve against her will as well?
Even within Renan society itself, there exists a hierarchy. I don't think she was ever given the option to refuse. Despite that, she did everything she possibly could to serve her people. The very same ones I ended up slaughtering. And even after that, she still helped me escape back to Dana. She stayed behind on Lenegis to help any of her people who survived. I owe her more than words can express. A debt left to fester for what? 300 years? How do I even begin to make up for something like that?
In all honesty, you don't. You can't atone for what's happened in the past. I don't think anyone can. Be it several centuries ago, or just yesterday.
What are you saying? That I might as well give up?
I'm saying you don't have to be a white knight in shining armor. Back after my brother had passed away, it was you who told me that his dream lived on inside me. And you did the same for him, for Dohalim, when he was ready to give up too. You were there for both of us. You know what I heard? I heard you telling me to keep fighting, to strive no matter what.
Then I was out of line. I had no right to ask that of you.
No, you're wrong. Those words were exactly what I needed to hear at the time. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I wouldn't even be here had I not heard them. Left to my own devices, who knows when I would have been able to pick myself up. Besides, it's not like killing all those people was a choice that you made of your own free will, right? The truly terrible ones are the people who abducted you. The ones who forced you to wield that power. They're the ones you should be blaming. Not only that, but that guilt you feel inside, that's all the proof you need to know you're a good person, Alphen. Do you understand? If I'm still allowed to fight and keep on living, then damn it, Alphen, so the hell are you. But if you're still not convinced, then ask yourself this. What is it that you've really been fighting for this whole time? Go on, ask yourself.
What I've been fighting for, huh? Back to the inn, I guess.
Alphen! There you are!
What is it?
Zeugles, that's what! They're almost at the village gates!
Any closer and they'll be house hunting. I knew we shouldn't have cut through their territory.
That sounds bad.
Can you fight? No shame in bowing out if you're not up for it.
Kisara's right. You don't want to go overdoing it.
I'm up for it.
Really?
You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. It's now or never, right?
Alphen, right! Great to have you back! Now let's do this!
Look sharp! Our people. don't act fast, they're going to get into the village.
Right. We need to hurry.
Remember, if the paint's too much...
We've all got our own pain to deal with. I'm done letting others pick up my slack.
Here they come! We can't let even a single one through!
There's a firm no-Zoogle policy. Fine by me. Let's get to work then.
Take this!
Short range alpha! Bet that shell's hiding something shady. You take it. Rip it tear! Living slow! I'll finish you here and now!
Eat dirt! Its armor's too strong!
Then split it open!
Be my guest!
I'm not done!
Hurricane Thrust!
Tear! Hurricane Thrust!
Now!
Reverse! Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang! Super Swallow Kick!
Rising Wyvern!
Shattering Left Spear! Pieces! Attack!
Shockwave Strike! In an instant!
Impact Claw!
Alphen, you okay?
I'm fine. This pain thing really hurts, huh?
But hey, at least you're still alive.
It wouldn't be called pain if it was pleasant. It can be pretty useful, though. It's good motivation to improve and get stronger.
Guess I've got a lot of room to improve in that regard.
Anyway, I'm glad we could protect the village, especially after everything they've done for us.
Yeah.
You know, Thistleum kind of reminds me of home. The people here have hidden themselves away out of the fear of being found, always watching their backs. Though in the end, home was destroyed anyway.
That won't happen here.
Oh? Is that a hint of fighting spirit I sense?
Yeah. I won't lie. Some of these memories will take a while to process. But I've learned something too. My rage, this fury I feel at our so-called rulers, it comes from having so much of myself stripped away from me back then. Friends, family, home. They took everything from me, and left me with nothing but guilt. I was completely alone. At least that's what I thought. But not anymore. Since I awakened, I've met people who I care about. Friends who hold me up. Friends who make me feel like I'm worth something. And I won't lose that. Not ever again. I'll protect those bonds with everything I have. That's why I need to keep fighting.
But Xion comes first.
Of course. First we rescue Xion, then we defeat Volron, and liberate Dana. Everyone, will you fight with me?
Say the word and I'm there.
Certainly no objections.
Then it's agreed. Our next stop will be the capital, Pelegion. According to the villagers, there's a huge cliff separating Thistleum from the capital. Luckily for us, there's a path we can use to climb up.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
We don't know what lies ahead. We should prepare well before we venture forth.
Yeah, can't exactly fight at the top of your game when you're hungry.
Good point. Let's stop by the inn and plan our next move from there. By the way, how is Mahavar doing? Wait, don't tell me we still haven't found him.
It's not like we haven't been looking. I've covered the whole length and breadth of the coast, but...
All of the other crew members are accounted for, including us. But we weren't able to find Mahavar. He's still missing.
I see.
Perhaps he couldn't bring himself to abandon the ship.
You mean at the bottom of the ocean? Damn it.
We don't know that it sank. We all washed up on the same shore. If the ship went down, isn't it strange we haven't come across a single piece of debris?
Do you think he might still be alive somewhere out there?
I think stranger things have happened. Whether he's alive or otherwise, we've exhausted all the avenues available to us. All we can do now is press on ahead.
Fine, let's get going. Thistlein was founded by Danan's fleeing the tyranny of Renan lords, right? But when you first came, they must have known Dohalim was Renan. So why do you think they let us in?
They almost didn't. But it wasn't just Dohalim they were wary of. They didn't trust any of us.
Even the weird Danans just like them?
When you live life in constant fear of being pursued, it's only a matter of time before all outsiders start to seem a potential threat.
I suppose that makes sense. So how did you convince them to trust us?
You saw how destitute the village was. They needed food, badly. We hunted some Zeugles for them. That seemed to do the trick.
Of course, a little magic-assisted roast didn't hurt things.
Never underestimate a full stomach's ability to put a person at ease. It turns out a hearty meal can be a powerful weapon. Something's on your mind. You having second thoughts about rescuing Shion?
Of course not. Shion's our friend. Almeidrea was the one I hated. For as long as I can remember, she served as a symbol to me of everything Renan. But ever since getting to know Shion, I realized it doesn't make sense to group people together like that. Every individual is different.
I see.
Besides, the situation with Almeidrea was something else entirely. I'd already decided I wasn't going to kill her, but when I saw her die right in front of me, a part of me thought it served her right, that she'd gotten what she deserved. But another part regretted that someone else had come along and killed her instead. Don't get me wrong. If I had the chance again, I still wouldn't kill her. But it's not like I'll be shedding any tears now that she's gone. It's all so confusing. I don't know how to make sense of any of it.
Who said it had to make sense?
Huh?
Rinwell, you've done nothing wrong. You've started to question the beliefs you've held all your life. It's only natural for you to feel disoriented. You didn't give in to the hatred you felt for Almeidrea. You made a choice not to kill her. And that's significant, whether you realize it or not. As for what it means exactly, that might be worth taking some time to figure out on your own.
Some time.
Or don't, if you don't want to. It's just an idea. I'm still searching too, remember?
No, I think you're right. It can't hurt to keep searching after all. And hey, thanks, Kisara.
Okay.
Why?
Ugh. Damn it.
What?
Is that so?
Okay.
Great job.
I'll teach these small fry who's the apex predator of these waters! Just watch and see.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
I guess we're having fish for dinner tonight.
Fires of passion coursing this blade! Dragons of war!
Prepare to be. Now you see what I can do.
Demon Fang!
I'm ready.
In an instant! Impact block!
A comfortable win.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
Whoa, that came out perfect! I think Hootle senses an owl around here.
It feels like I'm melting.
Calaglia was pretty hot, but at least the air there was dry. Out here, it feels like I'm trying to walk through thick soup.
I can hardly breathe, it's so stuffy. And don't get me started on the insects. You hanging in there, Hootle?
It's brutal, all right. I can feel my energy being drained away just by walking. All this vegetation makes it hard to keep an eye out. Keep your wits about you, everyone. And watch you don't keel over while you're at it.
What's needed at times like these is a relaxing hot spring. That would soon help us adjust.
And where do you expect us to find one of those?
What about you, Alphen? All that gear, and you hardly seem to be breaking a sweat.
Yeah, I guess when you've lived a life devoid of pain for as long as I have, even feeling hot and bothered could be a welcome change.
Well, lucky you, I guess. Just don't expect us to carry you when you pass out.
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Rising Wyvern!
Ready!
Dragon Form!
Thank you.
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Take this! Elusive deity!
Double Demon Drive!
Elusive deity!
Eternal Devastation Strike! Do it! In an instant! Impact Cross! On your way! Swallow Blade! Air Pressure! Strike!
With this, I can become even stronger.
Man, this place is thick with foliage.
I know. It feels like we're going... Hi, Hoodle!
On your knees. I owe you one. I'll smash you!
Fall into
Sonic
thy own
thrust!
depth!
You picked the wrong fight. Blow away!
Concentration!
I'll face Sword Rain Alpha! Blow away! I'm ready! Go release! In an instant! Impact block! Can you take it? Come on, take it! Double demon fang! Blow away!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Prepare to be seared! I'm ready!
Demons descend!
Flashing fang! Double demon fang!
Purge malevolence! Blah, blah, blah!
Demon fang!
Air thrust! Now!
These fists has got your name on them!
Photon!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
There's always room for improvement.
Ho 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 ho! Ho ho ho!
Hmm? You're saying we should check the Owl Forest?
Is that the Zoogle we were told to dispatch?
Courteous, aren't you?
Armor won't save you!
Take this! Take this!
Take this!
I owe you one.
Now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Dance in the wind! Dragon show! Field!
Negative Rising Wyvern! Soaring Light Spear!
Stalagmite!
Dragon Swarm! Pierce
Eat
through!
this! Do it! Don't leave!
Blow them away!
We managed to pull through.
Wouldn't it be easier to simply use astral arts to catch the fish and be done with it?
That misses the whole point of going out to fish. Ha! There we go. Boy, that's a bit of a letdown.
You take your fishing pretty seriously.
Now where might those fish be?
Hey, what do you think about that spot?
Good idea. I'll go for that one. Yeah! I've got something. That's not a fish I see often.
Wow, what an awesome fish you caught!
Yeah! Okay, change of plans. There we go. I'll let you go this time. Okay, change of plans. Time to try a different spot. Okay, change of plans. Time to try a different spot. Okay, change of plans. Hup. Okay, change of plans. Okay, change of plans. All right, once more from the top. Time to try a different spot. All right, once more from the top. Time to try a different spot. Yeah! Time to try a different spot. Time to try a different spot. Reel it in. I'll catch something bigger next time.
Maybe you could keep it as a pet.
see what you've got.
Here
I come! Cavity Hurricane! Rising Wyvern! You're mine!
I'm on a roll now!
Rip and tear! Soaring Light Spear! Shockwave Blast! Do it!
I'll stop and charge!
Thank you, Sarah.
Fire ahead! Tempting! Rising Wyvern! Soaring Light Spear! Elusive Blast! Do it!
Lightning Orb! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Onward and upward.
Gotta break through!
Fires of passion courses this flame!
The everlasting dark! You're mine!
Design
Sword Rain Alpha! Begin! Crush! Take Demon Fang!
Elusive deity!
Rising Wyvern!
Winwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Slash! Swallow Blade! Demon Fang!
I'm ready!
Demons descend!
Flashing fang!
Dance in the wind!
On your knees!
Slash!
Eat this!
Demon Fang!
Now!
Looks like we won. What's this thing?
What's up?
Once we get to the mountain, the terrain won't be easy. We should rest up here before pressing on.
But what about Shion? She's waiting for us.
All the more reason to conserve our energy.
Huh?
It's not only the mountain. Hard though that may be, it's a pittance compared to what follows. Namely Volron. We wear ourselves out now, or worse still, get injured. We might as well show up gift-wrapped. Right, Kisara?
That's right. Besides, Alphen still hasn't fully recuperated yet.
I'm fine. Don't stop on my account.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, it's me who wants to take a rest for a while. Does that suit you better?
A little bit.
So, Alphen, 300 years, huh? Care to share the secret to such a long and healthy life?
I wish I knew. Once I left Lenegis, the next thing I remember is waking up in Calaglia. Everything in between is a blank.
You mean there are still gaps in your memory?
I've heard of starships with devices that can stave off imminent death by putting their passenger into a deep sleep. They're usually only intended as a temporary solution, until proper treatment for an ailment or injury can be obtained.
You think he might have been asleep in that starship for 300 years? But why? What would be the point?
Might this Naori have had a hand in it?
What do you mean?
If she's Renin like you say she is, she would have understood how to operate the starship better than yourself.
You're saying she deliberately put me to sleep for 300 years?
Dohalim, that's a bit of a leap.
Forgive me, I spoke out of turn. I'm merely thinking aloud, that's all. Shion and the maiden Naori. After 300 years, it's not unreasonable to suspect they may be related. Shion is nearly the perfect image of her, yes? She also just so happens to be connected to you. Is it merely a coincidence?
Like I've told you 1,000,000 times already, I wouldn't know.
Well, if you're absolutely certain that it couldn't have been Naori, then I guess I must have been mistaken. Complicated machinery can sometimes break down or have failures. Sorry for being presumptuous.
Hold on a sec. Alphen, you said the mask was to placate you, right? To keep your guilt and rage in check? And you were wearing it the whole time you were asleep, right?
I guess I must have been.
So that's 300 years you were wearing it. It's just a hunch, but do you think that the mask might be...
The reason he lost all his memories?
All but a select few strong ones, so deeply ingrained in his psyche that he saw them in the form of dreams. It's not completely out of the question.
In which case, maybe it was the mask numbing his sense of pain, too.
It's certainly possible. As for how, I wouldn't know, but the dampening effect on his psyche could have manifested itself physically as well.
I'm sorry for snapping at you back there. It's thanks to you that I feel like that we're finally getting somewhere with all this.
No apologies necessary. Reading others' feelings has never been my strong suit.
So he finally admits it.
I really hope Shion's okay.
I get why you're
Easy peasy. I knew I could handle it. This ice cream tastes so good.
I swear, you're always having ice cream, even when it's freezing cold out.
And who made you the food police?
No one. I'm just saying that's a lot of ice cream. Don't you ever, throw up or anything?
Did you really just say that? Try thinking before you talk.
Huh? What do you mean? All I'm saying is I'm just a little worried about you, okay?
Well, don't be. I can have ice cream whenever I want.
You say that, but you know what's gonna happen if you keep eating ice cream all the time.
It's none of your business what I eat or how often.
Arguing over the consumption of a frozen dairy product. Ah, to be young.
naive might be more accurate.
Alone. I'm all alone.
Let's go.
I always hear you muttering to yourself whenever we're in battle. So, just what are you saying?
Why do you want to know? Does it bother you or something?
Not really. It's just the way you talk is sometimes kind of creepy. So I was wondering if you vent your frustration through your magic. Are you yelling, "You stupid jerk," or something like that to pump yourself up?
What? No, that's not what's happening during my incantations. I'm just focused, so I match my tone to fit the mood of whatever I'm trying to invoke.
Invoke?
How do I put it? Basically, the elemental astral energy behind each art, I guess.
Astral energy? Hold on, are you saying you can talk to astral energy?
Not exactly. But if I put emotion into what I say, it's easier for me to properly cast my arts. That makes sense?
Kind of. Okay, so if you can talk to astral energy, then you can ask it to, like, predict the weather or find secret treasure?
Wait, you don't really think that, do you?
Or you can ask it to send down lightning to where there's bad guys lurking and...
May lightning condemn those who bear false! Thunderblade!
Ah! What are you doing? You almost fried me with that!
I just asked the astral energy to send down lightning where there were annoying boys.
I don't know what to do. Things can't go on like this.
What do you mean?
Ah! Oh, it's you, Rinwell.
You were talking about me, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I've just been thinking about some things.
Really? How unusual.
Cut it out. I'm being serious here.
Sorry.
I was thinking about... You know how I used to work for Ganabelt back when I was in Cyslodia?
Yeah, of course. You were brought in after the Snake Eyes killed your friends, right? I mean, you had to.
Right. I used to have nightmares about it when I fell asleep. But lately that's been happening a lot less. I don't know how to feel about that.
That's a good thing, isn't it? You should be happy.
Yeah, but... I did a lot of terrible things back then. And I'm scared I'm starting to forget what I did.
Okay, so let me just get all of this straight. You think you'll forget everything if you stop having those nightmares? Why?
Because... you know me. I'm freaking stupid.
But it sure doesn't sound to me like you've forgotten.
Oh, yeah. But still.
I don't think those nightmares going away means you've forgotten. Maybe it's a sign that you've come to terms with what you did.
Come to terms? You mean like Alphen with his past? You think that's what's happening?
Yeah, I do. You're pretty amazing, Law.
I am?
Yeah. Not all of us have figured out how to accept our pasts. Least of all, me.
Rinwell.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Look at this view!
Don't get so drawn into it you fall over now.
Let's see what you've got.
I'll smash you! Be still! Rising Falcon! Elusive Deity! Dragon Swarm! Pierce through!
I already know where you stand. Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Be still!
Negative
Hurricane Strike! Hurricane Strike!
I'm ready! Rinwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
I can feel my power growing!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Tear! Hurricane thrust!
Illuminate the
Hurricane thrust! Tear!
I'll stop it strong! Thanks, Kitara!
Anything in order is
Rising Wyvern! Soaring light spear!
Here goes! Dance in the wind!
Here I come!
I'll be
Ready catapult!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Right, here goes!
On your knees!
Dragon down! Stardust! Rising Falcon!
I'll smash you!
Be careful, everyone! This one isn't normal!
This works!
Demon Fang! First strike! Double Demon Fang!
Can't get out of this!
Destruction!
Swallow dance!
Demon Fang! You picked the wrong fight!
Now!
Resonate with the earth!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! A comfortable win.
Is that the Zugor we're looking for?
Fire's attacked and courses
Double Demon Fang! Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Fall into thy own
Tornado
death!
Drive!
There you will
Begin!
Swallow dance!
Elusive deity!
Demon Fang! Crush! It's time!
Here's the blazing cascade!
I'm just getting strong! I'm ready!
Too fast!
Stenpack! I'll zip it up!
Double Demon Fang! Crush!
Do it! Ready and rare! All good things.
Don't get complacent.
No
Fire's
choice!
attacked and courses this blade!
I'm on it! The Hurricane! Swallow Blade! Slash!
Fall into
Swallow
thy
Blade!
own death!
Double Demon
Now!
Fang! Dragon Shout!
Elusive deity!
Dance!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Dragon Shout!
I'm just getting started!
Now!
Rising
Another
Falcon!
one down!
Sonic Thrust!
I'm on these fists have got your name on them!
Dragon Shout! Rising Wyvern! Sonic Light Spear!
Now!
Jolene! Hey! Blow them away!
I'm ready for the next battle.
You guys want to rest here? I've caught a good amount of fish, as it turns. Thanks for waiting. Eat as much as you like.
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little?
You're still awake?
I've always been something of a night owl. Ever since back when I was someone's property. Turning in for the night only made the next day come quicker. I wasn't in any great rush.
Sorry.
What about yourself? Care to share something from before I knew you? You were part of a mage clan, right? Must have been handy being able to rely on magic for everything.
Hardly. In fact, not at all. Magic's not so special when you're not allowed to use it. Always scared of who might be watching?
Right. Sorry about that. I guess I've read too many fairy tales.
We were still made to study it every day. It doesn't make any sense if you think about it, studying the very thing you're being persecuted for. But that's what we did, just like our parents and their parents before them. Honestly, I don't even know how far back it goes.
If memory serves, mages have been the stuff of legend for ages. Even as far back as 3 centuries ago, they were myths. Your people were persecuted even before the Renans got here.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the less it makes sense though. I mean, it was astral arts that let the Renans dominate Dana, right? Why didn't mages end up being the rulers of Dana then?
Maybe they tried, but they just didn't have the numbers. Or maybe domination just wasn't something they were interested in. Have you ever considered it might have been something like that?
I guess I haven't.
I wonder why magic alone attracted the attention it did. Swords can be just as lethal in the right hands. Why not ban them?
My best guess? Swordsmanship can be learned by anyone. Magic's more of an exclusive club.
So, you either have the gift or you don't. When something's not easily obtainable, it's hard to comprehend. People are scared of what they don't understand. And fear leads to persecution. So the problem's not magic. It could just as easily have been anything.
Yeah. I'm counting on you, Alphen. Another day, another Gald.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Okay.
Okay. Yes!
What?
Really? Dohalim. Dohalim, I'm going to look into some seasonal fishing spots.
By all means.
Leave the preparations to me as well. I'll bring the rods. Would you prefer your fish served grilled or raw?
I'll, trust your judgment, Kisara.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
That's what we're going to climb?
The villagers managed it on their escape from the city. We're going in the opposite direction, but where there's a will...
There's always a way, right? And it looks like we're out of options. Let's grit our teeth and go. Is it just me, or does Rinwell suddenly seem much more comfortable around Dohalim than she used to?
I noticed that too. When the two of them came and found me together back on the beach, I could hardly believe my eyes.
It's not like we had a choice or anything. Law and Kisara had to hang back to convince the villagers we meant them no harm. More than that, though. There are a lot of things I've still got to come to terms with regarding Almeidrea. But I guess I'm through making snap judgments based on someone's origin. At least, I'm trying to be. I guess you could say it's a work in progress.
I see. You hear that, Law? Sounds like all that hard effort wasn't for nothing.
Yeah.
That's got to be reassuring to hear. Right, Dohalim?
Not being subjected to unwarranted suspicion is certainly welcome.
Yeah, that long-winded way you have of talking, though? Not so much a fan of that.
I think that's more of a personality thing than a Renin trait.
Really? In that case, I won't have to feel guilty getting annoyed by it.